Hi, and welcome to this ultra quick total body workout with Katia. 12 moves, that's all it takes to turbocharge your fat burning and to build strong, lean muscles. We're going to hit all your major muscle groups in this routine. Do the circuit one more time after catching your breath for a minute or two. Do this workout 3 to 4 times a week and watch your fat disappear. Let's get going with a nice light arm pec fly to properly warm up the upper body. Let's get going with a nice light arm pec fly to properly warm up the upper body. Start with easy arm swings. Breathe nice and steady as you swing your arms to the front, then to the back. Switch which arm goes on top and which arm goes underneath. That's it. You're now warming up your shoulders, chest, and back to prepare them for the coming workout. Make sure you have water with you and only drink to wet your mouth, but not too much. You don't want to cramp up. Avoid going too fast and not going forward and backward enough. You want to engage your full range of motion in every set that you do. Excellent. Great focus. Keep it up. And now let's do some shoulder rotations to the front to loosen up your shoulders and traps. And now let's do some shoulder rotations to the front to loosen up your shoulders and traps. That's it. Nice and relaxed, looking good. Rotate your shoulders backward to the external rotators. Practice a nice circular motion so that your shoulders feel open and ready to go. Breathe out nice and easy. Don't rush this. This is getting your body and mind ready for a more strenuous routine later. Enjoy the warm-up. Have fun with it and feel the body getting energized. Great work. Here we go. Next, let's pick it up a little by running in place with high knee-ups. Next, let's pick it up a little by running in place with high knee-ups. Lift those knees high to your chest. Keep your abs tight throughout. This exercise is good for getting great-looking legs. Keep your posture upright and try not to lose your balance. Well done. You're almost done with the warming up portion. Let's get going to the next exercise. Now we're going to do some pec fly jumping jacks. Now we're going to do some pec fly jumping jacks. Go nice and steady and feel the entire body warming up. Breathe out with each jump. Hold your squat at the bottom for a split second. This will force your glutes and quads to work harder and burn more. Great job. That's it. Just match your pace to Katia's pace and have fun with it. Imagine that you're right there on location doing the exercises too. Very good. Get ready for some prisoner squats. Get ready for some prisoner squats. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Hold your hands behind your head and squat down as if you're sitting into a chair until your thighs are nearly parallel to the floor. Keep your knees from jutting past your toes. Slowly return to standing position. Don't allow your upper body to bend forward because you're trying to go lower than your natural range of motion. You may hurt your back this way. Practice doing this right and you will sculpt your legs and back to be tight and strong. You're working your quads, glutes, back, and core. Do 20 reps. Now you should be all warmed up and ready to start circuit number 1. We're going to begin with side lunges to toe touch. Stand up straight with your feet together and your arms relaxed at your sides. We're going to begin with side lunges to toe touch. Stand up straight with your feet together and your arms relaxed at your sides. Take a large step to one side and lunge toward the ground. Make sure your knee does not extend past your toes and keep your other leg relatively steady and straight. Touch the ground with your fingers. Push off with your lunging foot to return to starting position. Alternate to the other side. Do 15 reps on each side. Keep your back straight throughout the exercise and focus on form. It's important to keep hydrated during this routine, so have your water handy. You're working your inner and outer thighs, quads, glutes, and core. Now let's do some squat twists. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and extend your arms in front of you. Now let's do some squat twists. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and extend your arms in front of you. Begin by squatting down, bending your knees 90 degrees. Come up and reach for the sky by extending your arms and twisting your upper body to the side. Repeat on the other side. Remember not to allow your knees to jut forward past your toes. Keep your knees facing forward as your chest and shoulders move side to side. For best results, you'll want to bend your knees as close to 90 degrees as possible. Squat with a twist targets your thighs, butt, obliques, shoulders, and core. Do 15 reps on each side. Now let's do a forward lunge and touch. Stand with your feet together and your arms relaxed at your sides. Now let's do a forward lunge and touch. Stand with your feet together and your arms relaxed at your sides. Lunge forward, keeping your chest lifted. Pressing onto your heel, reach your fingertips towards the ground, bending your knee 90 degrees. Hold this for a second and return to your standing position. Alternate doing 15 reps. Lunges are an effective way to tone and tighten your entire lower half. They can also contribute to pelvic stability. Always focus on form to do this exercise right. This exercise works your quads, glutes, core, and back. Now let's do some sumo squats with a side leg lift. Set your feet at about twice shoulder width. Now let's do some sumo squats with a side leg lift. Set your feet at about twice shoulder width, your toes turned out slightly, and your hands in front of you in prayer position. Brace your abs and lower your body as far as you can by pushing your hips back and bending your knees. Hold here and squeeze your glutes to get back up. Then alternate, lifting your knee towards your elbow. This squat will definitely help you sculpt your legs for short season. Be prepared to feel your inner thighs burning the next day. Do 15 reps on each side. This move works your quads, glutes, hip flexors, obliques, and core. Next, we're going to do a curtsy and touch. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Next, we're going to do a curtsy and touch. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Keeping your weight on one foot, take a big step back with the other leg, crossing it behind the opposite leg as if you're about to do a curtsy. Slowly bend your knees and lower your body straight down until your front thigh is parallel to the ground. Both knees should be bent at 90 degrees. Touch the ground as you lower your body to curtsy. Be sure to keep your abs pulled in and your back straight. Rise up from the curtsy and lift your leg to the side. Alternate doing 15 reps on each side. This exercise is great for lifting your rear and works your glutes, hips, quads, back, and core. Now let's do a reverse lunge with arm extension. Stand with your feet staggered. Now let's do a reverse lunge with arm extension. Stand with your feet staggered, meaning one slightly bent behind the other. Your weight should be on the straight leg. Place your hands in front of your chest in a prayer position. Bend your knee 90 degrees and take a giant step back. At the same time, extend your arms out in front of you, with your palms facing down. When your knee is almost touching the ground, hold it. Then, slowly push up with your other foot to return to starting position. Do 15 reps on each side. Compared to a basic lunge, this exercise places less stress on your knee while also toning your entire leg. Once you're familiar with the movement, you could increase the burn with the addition of dumbbells. This exercise works your triceps, quads, butt, and core. Now we're going to move on to our floor exercises. So grab your mat and be ready to lie on the ground. Now let's do a pelvic thrust reach. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Now let's do a pelvic thrust reach. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Cross one thumb over the other and place your hands on your pelvis. Exhale and contract the abs as you tighten the glutes. Roll your hips up towards your torso. Rotate your body and raise your arms to the side, touching the ground above your head. Slowly return to starting position. Do 10 reps on each side. Pelvic thrusts are a great strength training exercise for beginners, and this movement is just as effective as more challenging exercises. To make this exercise more challenging, hold the pose at the top of each repetition. This exercise primarily works your glutes, obliques, and a little bit of your shoulders. Get ready to do some supine twists. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet shoulder width apart. Get ready to do some supine twists. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet shoulder width apart. Cross your arms in front of you. Lift your shoulders off the mat, relax your neck, and tighten your abs. Holding your torso still, rotate from side to side for 15 reps on each side. This exercise flattens your belly, burns fat, and strengthens your core. You can increase the difficulty level of this exercise by holding a kettlebell or a weight plate over the trunk. In this exercise, the head should be off the ground and in line with the trunk, and the chin tucked throughout. Do not swing your arms or arch your back. This exercise works your abs and your obliques. Now let's do some rocking sit-ups. Lie flat on your back with your knees bent, your feet shoulder width apart. Now let's do some rocking sit-ups. Lie flat on your back with your knees bent, your feet shoulder width apart, and your arms relaxed at your sides with your palms down. Tense your abs and roll back off the mat as high as you can with your knees tucked until your calves are perpendicular to the ground. Sit up with your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground, extending your arms out in front of you. Your arms should be loose at all times. Do not use them to push yourself off the ground. This is an incredible core exercise if you minimize your momentum. To make this exercise more challenging, stand up after you sit up. Do 20 reps. This exercise works your abs. Next, we're going to do a spider plank. Get into plank position with your hips lower than shoulder level, resting on your elbows. Next, we're going to do a spider plank. Get into plank position with your hips lower than shoulder level, resting on your elbows. You can keep your palms down or make a fist with your hands facing each other. Tighten your abs by pulling them to the spine. Alternate bringing each knee towards your elbows. Make sure your butt stays down during the spider plank. You don't want to let it come up into the air. This move targets so many areas of the core. It targets the external and internal obliques, the transverse abdomens, and the lower back. All these areas are important in helping you get stronger, leaner, and faster. If you want to develop a stronger core and be sore tomorrow, this is a great move to accomplish that, and it can be done anywhere. Do 18 alternating reps. This exercise works your abs, core, obliques, shoulders, arms, and hip flexors. Now let's do a tricep extension with one leg up. Sit on the mat with your knees bent and your hands beneath your shoulders. Now let's do a tricep extension with one leg up. Sit on the mat with your knees bent and your hands beneath your shoulders, palms facing forward. Rest one foot on your heel, then raise the other leg along with your entire body. Push off with your triceps. Lock your elbows as you raise your body. Bend your elbows and slowly return towards the ground, but don't touch the ground. Do 15 reps on each side. Keep your abs tense throughout the exercise. This is a great exercise to battle the arm jiggle and can be done anywhere. You're working your glutes, hamstrings, core, and triceps. This is going to help you get that beach body you've always wanted. Next, we're going to do an alternating toe touch. Sit on the mat with your knees bent and your elbows locked behind you. Next, we're going to do an alternating toe touch. Sit on the mat with your knees bent and your elbows locked behind you, palms facing down. Raise your body off the mat, keeping your hips as steady as possible. Alternate reaching for your toes with the opposite hand. Keep your abs tight and your knees straight during this exercise. However, if you're not flexible enough, it's okay to bend your knees slightly. Do not let your knee jut beyond your resting foot. This becomes an aerobic movement when you increase the speed of the exercise. This exercise works your arms, shoulders, abs, core, hip flexors, and obliques. Do 10 reps on each side. Good job! Let's stretch a little and shake it off before we start circuit number 2. Now is also a good time to drink some water and hydrate your body. Try to limit the rest time to as little as possible. You're probably a little tired and sore by this point, but this is the time that you're going to build muscle and burn fat. So push through and let's start circuit number 2. We're going to start off with side lunge to toe touches. We're going to start off with side lunge to toe touches. Do side lunges, side to side, and touch your toes when you go down. There you go, looking great. Focus on keeping your posture nice and upright. Don't bend and round your back. Breathe out on the way down into your stretch. Good job. Keep your one leg straight to get a better stretch on the inside of that leg. You want to do this exercise at a comfortable pace so you have total control of your balance. Looking good, keep it up. Just a few more. This routine will get your legs strong and tight on the inside and outside because it works your adductors, abductors, and core. You're doing an awesome job. Now let's do some squat twists. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and extend your arms in front of you. Now let's do squat twists. Squat down as low as you can. Breathe out on the way up. Then twist your body at the top. Keep your heels and toes flat on the ground when you're squatting down, then pivot onto one foot as you twist up and away. Very good, you're doing great. Twist and stretch your shoulders and your sides. Feel that stretch. Control each and every movement. Keep your posture perfect throughout. You look great, nicely done. Doing this will get your quads and glutes strong and defined. Your beautiful legs and sexy shoulders will thank you later. Keep it going. Well done. Now let's do a forward lunge and touch. Stand with your feet together and your arms relaxed at your sides. Time for a forward lunge and touch. Lunge forward and touch the ground in front of your toes. Step forward to a comfortable distance, then drop your back knee to the ground, but don't hit the ground. Avoid going too far forward or not far enough. Breathe out on the forward lunge. Keep your posture neutral always. Go at a steady pace so that you have total control and don't lose your balance. This works your quads, glutes, shoulders, back, and core. Very good. I can see that you're going to do really well on this circuit. Great job, just a few more. Keep this up and your legs are gonna look so sexy. Now let's do some sumo squats with a side leg lift. Set your feet at about twice shoulder width. All right, let's do some sumo squats with side leg lifts. You're gonna do one side, then switch sides. Alternate your leg lifts between each sumo squat. Go nice and steady and keep your balance. Focus on keeping your abs tight always. You're doing really well. As you lift your legs sideways, imagine that you're doing a side crunch. So keep your abs tensed and focus on contracting your obliques when you crunch up sideways. This nifty exercise will work on your quads, glutes, and obliques. Beautiful legs and tight abs can be yours when you challenge your body to push through this exercise. Great job, you're doing really well. Next, we're going to do a curtsy and touch. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Next, you will do a curtsy with a ground touch. This movement is very picturesque and should be done with style and poise. Lunge back and behind, then touch the ground. Alternate your steps and keep your posture neutral throughout. Breathe out as you go down. Try to flow from one leg to another seamlessly. Picture yourself dancing as you sway effortlessly from side to side. This dance movement will get you great looking legs and abs because it targets your glutes, quads, back, and core. Enjoy the ride and don't go too fast or you'll lose your balance. Avoid hitting the ground with your knees. You look great. Keep it up. Now let's do a reverse lunge with arm extension. Stand with your feet staggered. Okay, now let's do a reverse lunge with arm extension. Unlike your other lunges, you have to step backward now. This will take the pressure off of your knees. Breathe out when you step back into a lunge and extend your arms forward. Keep your posture neutral as you go up and down. Be careful not to hit your knee on the ground. Keep your balance and focus on your form. This exercise works your quads, glutes, arms, shoulders, and core. By keeping a steady pace and pushing through the burn, you're well on your way to getting a pair of legs that are lean and hard. Your toned shoulders will complement great legs too. You're doing really well. Now let's do a pelvic thrust reach. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Let's change up the pace a little bit and get you onto the mat. We'll focus on your glutes by having you do pelvic thrust into an overhead side reach. Concentrate on contracting your glutes as you thrust up into the air as high as you can. This works your glutes primarily. Then, when you are up, reach your arms overhead and twist to one side. Then repeat everything and twist to the other side. This will work and stretch your shoulders and sides. This routine will make your glutes rock hard and give you a long, lean body. That's it. Squeeze your glutes up high and reach and stretch your arms. Breathe out on the way up. Excellent form. You're doing such a great job. Get ready to do some supine twists. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet shoulder width apart. Now let's work on some abs. You're going to do some supine twists. With your legs bent, cross your arms, crunch up, hold it, then twist your upper body from one side. Keep your abs tight and tensed as you rock from your left to your right and back again. Don't rotate too fast. Go at a steady pace to concentrate on your obliques. That's it. Make it burn, then push through it. This will get you those abs of steel. One turn at a time. You can do it. Make it hurt, then do a few more. Great job. Now let's do some rocking sit-ups. Lie flat on your back with your knees bent, your feet shoulder width apart. Here's a fun abs exercise for you. It's called rocking sit-ups, and as the name implies, You're going to rock up and down to do some abs. Keep your abs tensed at all times and remember to breathe out on the way up. This will get your abs lean and tight. The key is to keep going at an even pace and try not to go faster or slower. Avoid rocking back too hard because you could roll backward. To make it harder, proceed at a slower pace on both the way up and down throughout the routine. You're doing it. Keep it up. Suffer just a little more to get those killer abs. Great job. Next, we're going to do a spider plank. Get into plank position with your hips lower than shoulder level, resting on your elbows. All right, let's pick it up a notch. You're going to do a prone spider. Take a deep breath because you're going to challenge your entire body. Make sure to keep your shoulders above your elbows and not behind them. Maintain a perfect body alignment from your ears to shoulders to hips to legs. That looks good. Now bring one knee up toward your shoulder as close as you can. Excellent. Focus on doing a side crunch and contract your obliques. Breathe out as you bring your knee up to your side. This is going to make your love handles a thing of the past and your waist is going to look so small and tight. Keep it going. One rep at a time. Full side crunches. Keep up the intensity. This also works your arms, shoulders, hip flexors, abs, and core. Now let's do a tricep extension with one leg up. Sit on the mat with your knees bent and your hands beneath your shoulders. You are doing really well. Great job. You're almost done. You've accomplished so much. Congratulations. Just a little more to do. You got this. Let's hit your arms now. We're going to do tricep extension with one leg up. Focus on your triceps doing most of the work with a little help from your glutes. Lower your body down to the ground by bending your elbows. Then, breathe out and extend your arms up. Try your best to keep your one leg in the air as straight as you can. Work the quads on that leg. You're doing it. Great focus. One rep at a time. Burn those triceps. Your arms are going to look so cut up that you'll see their striations from a mile away. Good work. Push through the pain and hurt. You got this. Great job. Now you can relax and recover. Stretch your arms and body out a little. Next, we're going to do an alternating toe touch. Sit on the mat with your knees bent and your elbows locked behind you. You have done it. This is your last exercise of circuit number 2. Let's attack this one all out. Let's combine some killer moves to really smash your core. You will be doing alternating toe touch. This exercise is so great that your abs will be shredded in no time at all. From a bridge position, tense up your abs, breathe out, and balance on one hand and the opposite foot. Then lift and touch your other hand to the opposite foot. Alternate your arms and legs. Do this at a steady pace where you have total balance. You have to focus on all your muscles and concentrate on staying balanced. Keep your body up as high as you can to maximize your muscles. You are working your arms, shoulders, hip flexors, abs, core, and obliques. Very well done. You are a finisher. Every workout should include a cool down portion. Every workout should include a cool down portion. This is especially important if you are engaging in a strenuous form of exercise that increases your heart rate and places heavy strain on your muscles. A proper cool down is important for keeping you healthy. When you cool down properly, you help to resume normal breathing after activities that have your heart pumping blood at high speeds. A cool down will also help to reduce muscle soreness. You don't want lactic acid and toxins to lodge themselves into your muscles. When you stop abruptly after a strenuous workout, the likelihood of this occurrence is greater. A cool down portion will help to gradually push the lactic acid and other unwanted substances out of the muscles. This also may help to reduce soreness after your workout. In general, the cool down portion of your workout will allow for blood to circulate throughout the body. This is important for carrying nutrients and oxygen to your muscles and cells, and will also assist in the growth and repair of muscles.